Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming. So, I'm a relatively educated individual, majored in depression, minored in anxiety with a specialization in OCD. Seriously though, I do have a bachelor's in psychology, but that's just another way of saying that I'm unemployed. When I get nervous, I tend to twist and pull my hair out. It's a form of OCD called trichotillomania. And my psychiatrist says there aren't really any effective treatments for this disorder, but I don't know what he's talking about because I completely cannot have it. People with obsessive compulsive disorder have obsessive thoughts accompanied with compulsions to repeat certain behaviors. People with obsessive compulsive disorder have obsessive thoughts accompanied with compulsions to repeat certain behaviors. People with obsessive... It's good. I was in denial about my depression for a long time. For example, I thought staying in on weekends and crying while listening to Nirvana was what everybody meant by downtime. After my third relapse into depression, my doctor said I'd probably have to learn to deal with the fact that I'm going to have to deal with depression for the rest of my life. And at first, that got me down, but then I thought, finally, something I can commit to. When I start dating someone, I'm never sure how to bring it up, that I have depression. So by the third date, I start dropping subtle hints, like taking her for long walks on the Douglas grounds. I read mental health literature lying around her apartment. I have complete psychotic breaks, the usual. When I tell people I have depression, they start talking to me a little slower. So I start talking to them a little slower too, until the conversation deteriorates into what sounds like two horny lies. My ex-girlfriend accused me of being a stalker during our breakup, which I completely disagree with because the restraining order was only for 50 feet. She also accused me of being melodramatic, which again I completely disagree with because all those letters I wrote her weren't written in real blood. It was corn syrup. What is she taking for, some kind of wacko? My mom keeps telling me that I'm too picky when it comes to choosing a girl. And I keep telling my mom I'm trying to avoid my dad's mistakes. I'm kidding, I love my mom's cooking. No, seriously though, if it weren't for my mom, I'd probably be dead now. Or happy. I tried rebirthing therapy, but it didn't work for me because my mom had a cesarean. And besides that, I always end up with the same family. I used to be on a lot of unhealthy diets. This one diet, the Jenny Crack diet, it involved drinking lots and lots of fluids, i.e. Jack Daniels, lots and lots of regular exercise, running to my dealers, away from the cops, lots of diet pills, cough, amphetamines, and finally lots of rest, like sleeping 48 hours after a 5-day bender. Cognitive behavioral therapy gets me a little nervous. You see, there's certain things in life you just can't put a positive spin on, like genocide, third world poverty, when the Harvey's guy only gives you one pickle. You see, when you're depressed, it's not that you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's that you'll also see the 50 tunnels after that light. Being Italian and having a mental illness gives a whole new meaning to that saying, "Razza, spicy meatball." When I was young and I misbehaved, my mom would either hit me with a wooden spoon or she'd feed me to shut me up. And that's why now I can't stir pasta sauce without having convulsions. They say you can't escape your past. They have obviously never had a few good sessions of electroshock therapy. And finally, when I get down, my mom tells me to say the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father. And I try, but sometimes I forget the words. I start off pretty good. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Where were you during Hurricane Katrina? Were you snorkeling in the Bahamas? Because I know how hard it can be to hear people's screams when you're underwater. You see? That's straight. Let me just finish up. I think it's not a temptation, but lures from evil. Amen. P.S. Don't like the way Father Pat's been looking at me lately. You think you can fix that whole situation for me? P.P.S. I'm loving the wine and crackers on Sundays, but would it kill you to put some cheese out once in a while? Thank you. Amen and thank you.